Welcome back to another market closing live stream. Starting a little bit earlier today, we got a lot of things to look at, stories to look at, things going on with Tesla. We're also going to talk about stocks and take a peek at all the latest madness. So let's go ahead and jump right in, see what we got. Let's do a little survey first of exactly what's going on in the market. Let's just go to our watch list over here. So we got Tattooed Chef and Virgin Galactic down 7%. Very important to keep in mind that SPACs can do this. Usually after they run, they do tend to fall. So obviously we have this run here, for example, on TTCF. Looks like it went right back down under this support line here. Not uncommon. We've got a lot of things kind of rotating to the downside, especially some momentum. You've got Marin Software down 5.9%. Carnival's down about 5%. Recovery really seems to be getting hit the worst here after this jobs report. Does make sense because the jobs report showed us some pretty ugly data in terms of recovery stocks. In fact, hold on, plug it in here. I forgot to do that. Yeah, leisure hospitality was unchanged in the jobs report, but retail trade declined by 29,000. We had entertainment and recreation was actually up 36,000, but leisure and hospitality declining or being unchanged was not so desirable. And food and drinking places lost 42,000. Yikes. So a little bit of those Delta fears coming through here. Affirm down about 4.49%. This one's kind of been vacillating. You can see like the entire market did this today. Look at this. They all started off higher, but then kind of bled out into the day. Very, very similar spark lines here. When you see this, it's usually a sign that it's not the stock that you bought that's down. It's just the broader market. And if one of your stocks is caught up in this, then that is what it is. So looking at the upside, though, we've got Hippo Holdings, the insurance company, up 23% right now. HUD 8 Mining, oh my gosh, $10.56. Really looking for, I mean, I've been saying this forever. It's like, how much of a dip do you need, Kevin, to finally get in on HUD 8? I don't know. I mean, it obviously moves in direct correlation with Bitcoin pricing. So you're really just timing BTC placements, which is fine because I've placed most of my crypto placements recently in Cardano or Ethereum, which are kicking butt. DocuSign, 310. Power player here. C3AI bouncing off of those lows after the earnings report. Oh, hold on a second. Is this Redfin? Hold on here. Oh, did I just miss it?
Another wild week as investors keep an eye on regulations out of.
I think we did. That's all right. It's not that big of a deal. Because I am trying to figure out why Redfin is down the way it is. But great stock, by the way. Great. That's a good long hodl. Like I wouldn't get in on Redfin for a trade. That'd be a hodler. Coinbase up 4.22% today. Lucid bouncing off those crazy lockup numbers. I mean, when the lockup happened on Lucid, the thing went to like 1580, and now it's up almost 25% since some of those pre-market lows. Worth mentioning that yesterday, Hippo had their lockup expiration. So that really led to some depression in the stock price yesterday. Let's see here. You've got... You go over, yeah, you can see this right here. Look at that lockup. Boop, 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 boop. Went down to 420. Of course it did. And a little pop here. So C3AI, DocuSign, Coinbase, Hive, Proterra, Ethereum, Etsy 3.5%, 220. Let's go. Love my Etsy. I do have a long call option on Etsy. I have long shares in Etsy. I am very interested in dumping my Leap on Etsy. Matterport has just been a very, very good performer. I do believe that there's a good chance this will be dropping again. That's not because I don't love Matterport, but this was part of the SPAC craze, and this is part of the recent sort of SPAC revival. It's like the SPAC renaissance. Yeah. And generally these renaissances don't last that long. So I'm willing to play the game of timing there. NVIDIA is one, for example, I would not time. I mean, NVIDIA is almost like a Google where you just have to buy it and hold it. I don't own as much of NVIDIA as I'd like. Every day I look at it and I'm like, man, we could have been friends. But yeah, whatever. SoFi's going up a little bit. Square's doing nice. I mean, 270 is good. My cutoff for them was about 235. So, I mean, it's not up massively, from 235. Did buy it, though, when it dropped under 200. That was a gift. Ubiquity sat at 275 forever, and I just stared at it. I'm like, I don't know, it's under 300. This is pretty good. Ubiquity is a great freaking company. Just had some lawsuits and bullcrap and Fugazi and FUD and all this nonsense. Whatever. Let's see here. Palantir. Thought we were at 27 yesterday. What happened? Did we not get to 27 yesterday? Yeah. Oh, no, almost. 26.87. Come on, Palantir. Get with the program. Hot coffee. Welcome, Christopher. In comparison to the other miners, which I've compared closely for some time now, HUD is starting to look like the most solid long-term. Nice. Nice, Drew. Drew, can you post your analysis? Yeah, seriously. Tattooed Chef, that's what I'm saying. It's like range-bound. TTCF is a range-bound stock. It's a trader stock, which I like. I like playing the game. But I'm not going to let that confuse me to think there's any value in the actual company. Anyway, where were we? Cardano at 298. Surprisingly not moving up with this Ethereum and BTC movement. Amazon 34. Let's see here. What about that downside? I know Twitter, or we're going to talk about Tesla in a minute. But let's see here. JP Morgan, boring. MP Materials done nothing. It's okay, I don't own it, but I look at it. You can look, but you can't touch. DraftKings, never heard that one before. Tesla, we're going to talk about Tesla in just a second. Canoe rotating down, Neo rotating. It doesn't surprise me that the other auto manufacturers are rotating down after Tesla. Redfin. Okay, what are our bigger fallers here? Robinhood 1.7, Big Bear, Lemonade 269, whatever. Peloton 3%. Root, another insurance provider, is down. Arcimoto, ChargePoint evaporating here. I thought was really interesting after the earnings. Affirm's on loosely compacted ground, so it's pretty normal. And they have earnings coming up soon. Let's listen in here for a moment. Let me pull up the Tesla stuff.
Moving higher following that jobs report. The 10-year yield is up to about 1.32%. Stay with us. Closing bell. We'll be right back.
Oh, come on. Fine then. There.
You couldn't get people to come in, and now they only come in. They're all afraid to come in. They don't want to work.
Right.
They're just collecting unemployment, and they don't want to work. They'd rather not work.
No.
Before, you'd have a list of waiters and bartenders and waitresses and busboys out the door. Now you have nobody coming through the door.
Right. Now, Guido,
Yes.
The president, the Fed chairman, Jerome Powell, President Biden, they say inflation is transitory. You've been seeing it for how long?
Well, it's been a couple months, but I don't think it's going to go away anytime soon.
Right.
Hopefully it does, but...
and how does it affect you? It's like in your food cost. You told me about the squigilla before. What did you say, $18 a pound?
Correct.
And it used to be what?
$8.
I mean, that's like insane.
Yeah, things kind of 50%, 75%.
Wow. And so this eats into your profit margins.
Yes.
All right. This is like trying to explain inflation to children, I feel like, is what they're trying to do. Like, so prices going up, that hurts your profits, right? Come on, are you serious? Who are you talking to? This is Fox Business right now? Get out of here. Is this the Boomer Inflation Club? I also don't, what the hell is in this guy's cup? No, wrong one. Hold on. What's in his cup? Oh, it's a napkin. I'm sorry. Come on, you can what? No, apparently no set prep work. Okay, I'm sorry. We gotta just move on. We're moving on. So, anyway, where were we? I think we were going to talk about Tesla. Then there. All right. Jeez. Whew. So, yeah, Tesla. Okay. So it's worth having a conversation about Tesla. All right. Apparently, there was some all-hands-on-deck meeting at Tesla, and we heard about a delay in the Cybertruck. I have no idea what this particular article said yet. We're going to go through this in a moment here from Barron's. They have a good piece on this, or expect it to be a good piece because I really respect Barron's. But before we do that, I think it's worth noting that the Cybertruck delay that we've heard about now, or if you have not heard about it yet, the Cybertruck got delayed to the end of 2022. The writing was on the wall. In fact, it wasn't even on the wall. We bluntly identified it in the last earnings call. Now, I thought they were going to delay it just to the beginning of 2022 instead of the end of 2022. But take a look at my conviction here in this particular video. Now, I'm not going to put myself right here. So I'm just going to remove myself here. But watch this for about 10 seconds here. When I pick up on the bull crap that Tesla was putting out regarding the Cybertruck timing, because they were asked 3 times about the Cybertruck, and they just wouldn't say it. So I finally got frustrated, and I'll show you what I had to say, and then we'll go to what happened here with the Barron's article. But here, ready for this? Here we go.
You know, even moving like lightning, 12 to 18 months.
Why are they just not saying it's probably going to be the beginning of next year? Because they're worried about the stock tanking. Like, it's not going to, the Cybertruck's not coming this year. Get over it. Just say it.
So
anyway, you could tell I was getting a little frustrated with the earnings call, the last earnings call. So let's go ahead and pop on over now to the, it was so obvious, right? So like this, Cybertruck delay thing. I'm like, really? Like, duh. Anyway, so let's read about this all hands on deck meeting. What happened? I've not read this yet, so we're going to look at it together. All right, here we go. Things are getting more complicated for electric vehicle maker Tesla, which, by the way, it's worth noting that there's another investigation that was just announced into a Tesla that apparently killed somebody changing a tire in New York. Not good, obviously. Here we go. National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says it launched a special crash investigation team to investigate the Tesla crash. There was a fatal July 26th Tesla crash in New York that killed a pedestrian changing a tire. Not so good. Time for Tesla tequila. Yeah, no wonder it's not available. Elon's taking it all. Anyway, things are getting complicated for Tesla. The company's balancing the new addition of new models, new capacity, new employees, all during the semiconductor shortage. Semiconductor shortage, all news. So, according to reports, Tesla had some kind of all-hands-on-deck meeting. This is either good news or bad news for investors. Oh, I can only imagine. It's always bad news. The bad news is the Cybertruck is facing delays. Investors already knew delivery of Tesla's light-duty pickup truck had slipped. We didn't know that. They didn't say that, but whatever. In the whole earnings call, they totally punted that. But I think any reasonable analyst would have made the same conclusions that I did during the earnings call, so that's probably why Barron's is saying that. Now, it looks as if production won't go into volume before 2023. Also true. I mean, this is worse than expected. That puts Tesla behind Ford Motors, Rivian, and potentially GM in the race to launch an all-electric truck at the scale of tens of thousands of units a year. It's worth noting. That's actually notable for competition. I mean, the Ford Lightning doesn't look that bad. On a positive note, 2023 also appears to be the year Tesla plans to launch a smaller model costing about $25,000. Also worth noting that Elon Musk has been tweeting before this all-hands-on-deck meeting that Tesla will be releasing the beta version 10 for self-driving as soon as next week, and then potentially version beta 10.1 2 weeks thereafter, which means essentially the end of September, 3rd to 4th week of September, which might include the option for the public to opt into full self-driving, which personally I'm very excited about because I don't have that beta yet. Seems like all the other YouTubers have it. Maybe I just haven't been nice enough to Tesla, but I'm a realist. I sit in the middle. When I see BS, I call it out. It's the way it works. Anyway, Musk and Tesla management have talked about lower cost model for many months. This is good because it'll dramatically expand the total addressable market. Sure, the current sedan currently starts at $40K, but then you don't have the full self-driving in it. To date, few details have emerged about this smaller model. The key to selling a lower cost EV is, of course, getting EV cost or battery cost down. Tesla has managed to raise its gross profit per vehicle from about $11,000 to almost $15K in the past 2 years. That happened while average selling prices dropped per vehicle. Musk also told employees that September would be a busy month for deliveries. That's actually bullish. Tesla typically delivers most of its cars in the final month of a quarter. Makes sense. Get that push out. This is the final. That's weird to say. October, November, December. Yeah, September. This is the end of this is the final month of Q3 already. It's so weird because we're just going through Q2 earnings that ended June 30th, and now we're basically already nearing the end of Q3. It's crazy. Tesla delivered more than 200,000 vehicles in the second quarter. Analysts are projecting 224 to be delivered in the third. Global chip shortage, however, will make quarterly production and deliveries a little more exciting than usual. And by exciting, they don't mean good exciting. So really, to me, it sounds like this all hands on deck meeting was just verifying and solidifying that, yeah, we're not going to get to production on this Cybertruck for another year, pushing the entire thing a year out. The writing was on the wall for that in their earnings call, and just some talk about the smaller model. So I don't really see that as such an exciting all hands on deck meeting. It sounds pretty predictable here. It's also, I think the Roadster is going to get delayed to 2023. Was also in a press release on this, but you have to Google Cybertruck to actually get to the darn thing. Let's take a quick look. Yeah, so here's the Cybertruck. Let's just play with the pre-orders here for a moment. And you now have, look at this. So the tri-motor is, you will be able to complete your configuration as production nears in 2022. So they've updated this for the tri-motor. For the dual motor, they also say they've changed everything to 2022. So they have not pushed anything here yet till 2023, just so you could see it right here, since I know my head was in the way. But I know a lot of people are very excited about the Cybertruck. I don't really want to spend the money on it, so I don't really care. But I also kind of want it. It's total butter. It's a total waste of money, but I gotta have it. Anyway, so there's an update on Tesla and their all hands on deck meeting. Big deal. Whatever. Just keep selling cars, will ya? Here, let's look at the stock. The stock. It's worth mentioning that aside from all of the nonsense like jigger jagger that happens in the stock market and news regarding Tesla, I believe it's worth noting that if we do go into a reduction in inflation, an inflection point to the downside season of September and October, and the taper does not have it happen in September, I think September, October, it's rally mode. It's here. Let's go. And so far, we've definitely seen rallying going into September. We'll see if that continues with Tesla here, and see if we could finally break to some of the highs that we saw as early as January and February of this year, which we've really not revisited until hitting about 777 in April. So we'll see if we could break that 777 over the next month here. My expectation is, unless we have a big miss on deliveries, which comes out the first week of October, I think September is a month to be bullish on Tesla for, although who knows? Who knows? There's been so much FUD for Tesla this year. Doesn't really matter. I do have some sold call positions against my Tesla, which I have not had in a very long time. Okay, anyway, enough about Tesla. Let's move on. So what else do we have here? We have charge point down. Let's see here. Lucid 557. It looks like a little bit of a rotation to Moderna. I'm actually surprised Moderna at 412 is moving here. Moderna 412. Yeah, because there was a report that Moderna hadn't submitted enough data to actually get approval on the third booster, which I thought would hurt. Apparently didn't matter. Apparently did not matter. Hippo Insurance sitting at 19.59. Hut sitting at 20. These guys just switched a little bit their position here. Faraday Futures. Faraday popping off. Another EV SPAC. C3AI 6%. Lucid, DocuSign, Coinbase. Matterport's still sitting at that 379. It was at 373 just a few minutes ago. About 8 minutes ago. All right, let's see here. And then, of course, recovery stocks just getting smacked. I want to see this here because we did have really good earnings at Macy's. Yeah, but look at that. Nordstrom is just bleeding out to death over here. We've been talking about this concern for recovery stocks for a while. And today, base model, not sure what you're referring to, Mr. Robin. But anyway, anyway. So Nordstrom here, we've been talking about how we're concerned about the recovery stocks and how I don't want to be in recovery stocks yet. Interesting also to see DQ rotate back down about 5% after doing pretty well the last few days. Carnival Cruise Lines rotating down about 5%, but we've had this pattern here for a while. The trend here is actually very, very nice. I like the trend. That's not a good drawing. Can I do a better drawing, please? I don't know. Let's see here if Weeble lets me. That's a little bit better. Something like that. Look at that. That's not bad. Let's see here. Yeah, it could be a little bit more perfect, but that's okay. So it'll be interesting to see if Carnival breaks this trend. I do hold a lemonade call. Yes, I do. We've got... but it's a leap. It's a long term. So I'm watching these because if I could get a delta break under these, like if I could honestly double break right here, that's going to be probably irresistible for something like Carnival. So I'm being patient on these because I really think time is on my side when it comes to recovery related stocks. Nordstrom doesn't really have any kind of support at all until you get down to like 22 or something like that. So we'll see what happens with that one. Let's look at Macy's because Macy's just destroyed. They killed it, crushed it. And yeah, they're still doing very well. So even though they're dropping right here, they're still on this incredible trajectory here. I mean, look at the 200-day moving average. I mean, this is the kind of stock you would want. I would rather have credit cards and oil over hotel and airlines. That's interesting. Credit cards and oil. So like Visa, MasterCard, and then like Exxon or something like that. I would just short the cruise ship stocks. I don't think they're coming back. They'll be back eventually. I can't wait to go on cruises again. I won't until the Delta thing's over, especially like kid vaccines. Until kids have the opportunity to get vaxxed, not so interested. Okay, so what else? GameStop giving up a little bit of momentum. Arcimoto down. Workhorse, Uber, Lemonade, very good food company. Piton just recovering a tiny little bit towards the end there. American Airlines, let's look at American as well. American Airlines, yeah, slow bleed there on the 50-day. You can see that 50-day moving average, 200 days up. Let me see here. Okay. Let's look at Robinhood here. Robinhood's just rotating down. I'm going to quickly add. What do I want to do? I want to add my EMA. Give me a sec here. I'm just going to add the 20. There we go. Get a little bit of a better look here. Okay, good. So Cheesecake, that's another one. Yeah, Cheesecake, been on a recent uptrend here. Day chart. Cheesecake not doing too bad in August, honestly. And they had a run in May. My goodness. Wait, no, hold on. I'm sorry. That's AMC. This doesn't look like Cheesecake. Like, that's so dumb. I'm like, wait a minute, I don't remember this. I'm like, well, no, duh. I've been watching Cake and AMC. I'm like, that doesn't look right. Funny. There we go. This looks better. This is what I was expecting for Cheesecake Factory. And see, this is what we've been watching, is a little bit of that recovery here. And so I'm very interested to see if we're going to see Cake break this 40 level here. Because once we break 40, we start breaking some of the December highs. And that, to me, could be a little bit of a buy sig. So right here, you kind of get this double touch right here, top and bottom on 40. Very interested. Somebody says, check MDB. I don't know what MDB is. MDB. Mongo, like, hey, Mongo. What is this thing? It's up 26% today. It is, let's see here. What is this thing? Yeah, some nice pushes here. Got some nice momentum. you've got momentum building up. Certainly, well, HUD 8's momentum is building up because of crypto, Bitcoin, obviously, the pop that we saw this morning. You usually have Emrin up here. I don't know where Emrin is. Hippo recently, in like the last 12 hours, has started picking up more social momentum on stock twits. I'll let Ethereum open, Etsy. Okay. Yeah, I don't know Mondo, whatever it is, but maybe worth checking out a little later. Okay, what else? Let's go look at some news. Database company. Oh, nice. Why do I think Riot is dropping? I don't know. Let's pull up Bloomberg. Here, I'll pull up the Bloomberg terminal. Fed delay on taper past September is all but certain. I knew it. That's what we said this morning. This is literally what we said this morning. That's a good piece right here. Disappointment over August payroll that is all but certain to push policy to delay the taper. Yep. That's what I expect. I don't really want to talk about that right now, though. We'll talk about that in a minute. I want to pull up the Bloomberg terminal and see what's happening with Riot. With that said, let's quickly hop on over to CNBC and see if they have anything to tell us. No, they don't. They're a commercial. How boring is that? It's all right. I'll just keep talking in the meantime. Mongo is a coding platform and database. Okay. One of these days it changes. Yeah. One of these days is right. Let's see. Okay. So let's get logged in here. Rocket Lab up over 26%. Why is it not here? I don't know anything about Rocket Lab either. I'll look on the terminal right now to see what's going on. All right. Kevin McCarthy's complaining about Biden's phone call with the president of Afghanistan. Oh, we already did our share of complaining on that, though. All right. Can we get some coverage here while I get the terminal up? Nope. Just nobody. Nobody wants to. I'm going to have to go to the traditional media here. Oh, no. Oh, Martha's going to talk to us. What do we got over here? GOP rep on southern border. We need to wake up. CNN. Oh, no. Oh, commercial too. I cannot get anything on while I wait for this terminal. Whatever. Oh, there we go.
CNBC senior markets commentator Mike Santoli here to break down these crucial moments of the trading day. And today we've got Capital to Market President Keith Bliss with us as well. Very good afternoon to you, Keith. Let's kick things off with the broader markets. A mixed day for stocks following a disappointing jobs report with non-farm payrolls coming in at 235,000 compared to estimates of 720,000. Despite the miss, the Nasdaq is on pace for a record close, as is the S&P 500. Only up by 1 basis point, but anything positive for either of those two indices would be.
Ooh, apparently Kathy is talking to Yahoo Finance about Tesla and how her base case is $3,000 for Tesla. I mean, that's old news, though. We know that. But I wonder if she's on right now talking, because maybe we can catch her. Yahoo, not now. Let's go. Okay, let's go. Let's see if we can get. What isn't there like a Yahoo Finance video? Isn't there like a video section of Yahoo Finance? Well, we're about to find out. Yeah, here we go. No, but there's no Kathy here. What a ripoff. Kevin Brady on the reconciliation bill.
Because if we have that pause and really a thoughtful discussion, I don't think we'll rush through these crippling tax hikes or the spending that I think, too, is going to hurt our economy the way it's designed.
We want to thank you for stopping by here. Representative Kevin Brady, always great to see you. Thank you. Coming up after the break, we're going to talk all things COVID, including those booster shots and the latest developments. After this.
Just no Kathy there. All right, so let's go. What we're gonna do? We're gonna look at the Bloomberg terminal, right? Okay, so let's start with that Mondo thing or whatever. So MongoDB surge wraps up massive week. Okay, let's see here. Mondo, did they report price targets went up? UBS increased their price target to 450 from 300. Let's see what other recent news there is here. Okay, full year forecast boost. Almost, okay, Mondo shares, EPS beat. Oh, here we go. Okay, raises. Okay, so you got multiple price target upgrades. 534 from Needham, 495 from Stifel, whatever. Oppenheim increased them to 470. Yeah, lots of price target bumps. Neutral. Okay, let's see here. Pre-market movers. They're lumping Mongo together with like DocuSign and others. Huh. Yeah, so obviously they did very well on their earnings, and so one of the reasons you're seeing this kind of thing fly. So maybe not momentum, maybe just true growth. Imagine that. Everything's been momentum based lately. Momentum. So all right. Let's see. Covered call on Matterport. Yeah, I would either consider that or selling. In fact, I did something just like that yesterday in the stocks group, which I still don't think they changed the pricing on. It takes them so long. Whatever. All right. 11 minutes to the close. Oh, cool. Just got an email. We've received your payment towards the BlockFi Rewards Visa Signature Card. Sweet. Which, if you want a BlockFi credit card as well, so you can get, what's it called? Rewards paid in Bitcoin. You could go to metkevin.com/cc, like credit card. metkevin.com/cc. All right. What else do we have here? So these guys we've talked about. Hippo, Hut 8, Mongo. Hippo was trending this morning on StockTwits, so it makes me wonder how much longer that's going to go. Usually it's a good sign that Hut 8 also did some research on Hippo this morning. I might post a video later about it. MongoDB, kicking butt. Matterport's doing very well. Lucid Group finally recovering. DocuSign all-time highs. Upstart all-time highs. Voyager Digital is back at like $15. That's cool. Okay, what other news do we have? Let's go. Other news. Let's see. I guess we could talk about the taper. Let's see. All right, let's do the taper. Talk. All right, give me 1 sec. Okay, that was... Okay, good. So, I'm sad that BlockFi actually pays you in cash back and then automatically converts it to crypto at the end of each month. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. All right. So, look, here's the thing. This morning when the jobs numbers came out, we pretty much said, I actually literally said, that this jobs report is the nail in the coffin to the taper happening this month. The Federal Reserve meets on September 22nd. You should have that date written down. September 22nd. But you should also have the CPI report written down, September 14th. The reason for that is, in the jobs report, we had a 7.2% annualized inflation reading for wages. 7.2% annualized, 0.6% month over month, could jack up the CPI. If the CPI on the 14th comes out with a substantial inflection point to the downside, nail in the coffin confirmed, I expect no taper in September. If the CPI reading comes in high, because even though we're adding fewer jobs are like job inflation is skyrocketing because people are rushing to try to hire people, then we would expect maybe the taper could still happen in September. However, the places where most people are getting hired right now are in things like business services. In fact, I'll pull it up really quick. We'll look at it together here really quick. This is very important because in the last CPI report, most wage inflation was actually in entry-level jobs like retail and hospitality and restaurant jobs. That's where most of the wage inflation was. So you can't just lump all wages together, right? Most wage inflation was in the starter-up jobs, not in things like what we see over here, which is architectural and engineering services, business and professional services, private education, maybe in motor vehicles, other services, financial activities. We haven't seen a lot of inflation in these particular jobs here. We've seen most of the inflation right here in these jobs down here. But look at this, leisure hospitality unchanged. Retail trade declined with losses in food and beverage stores of 23,000 jobs, garden supply stores 13,000 jobs, and the $42,000 decline, 42,000 job decline in food and drinking places, with leisure and hospitality employment down 1.7 million or 10% since Feb 2020. That's obviously comparing to before the pandemic. But month over month, you're seeing those declines. So my expectation, we're going to look at something here in a moment. My expectation is we're going to see this taper get delayed, because even though we still have that CPI data coming out on the 14th, we expect that most of the folks who are actually getting employed are not the ones in the industries where wages are skyrocketing. Where wages are skyrocketing, we're actually not seeing as much job growth, even though average hourly earnings here did show an increase in this particular report. Worth noting. Okay, let's see here. Also, look at this disclaimer here. This is very interesting. Look at this. I just noticed this. Check this out. Right here. However, because average hourly earnings vary widely across industries, the large employment fluctuations since February 2020 complicate the analysis of recent trends in average hourly earnings. Also very interesting, because that's potentially another way of saying, hey, like even though we saw this increase here, maybe the average hourly earnings went up because we had more people in these higher skilled jobs. Also possible, which is not necessarily that CPI inflation. In fact, they reference tables B3 and B8. We can take a quick peek at that, and then I want to get to this Bloomberg article. So let's pull the labor report. That's interesting, because we want to get as much information as we can now going into the CPI report to be prepared. Okay, I've got the table here. Okay, that's this button right here. So here's our table. And here you go, average weekly hours and overtime. Okay, this is how much they're working. So we don't want that one. We want this one, B8. Here we go. Average hourly earnings. So where did things go up? That's what we're looking for. In fact, you know what? Let's go ahead and put this really quick to where I could annotate it. This will be interesting. Okay, so we're going to drop this right in here with the labor report. Give that a second so we can annotate it. Here we go. So where did wages go up? Average hourly earnings we know went up. So what we're looking at is here. Where's the biggest increase? So we had a $4 increase here. We had a decrease here. We'll make that pink. Here was an increase. We'll go with yellow for that. Little increase here. This was a little bit bigger. I guess I can highlight that one too. That was about the same. This had an increase. This had an increase. This had a bigger increase here. This had a, no, that's nominal. That had a decrease. No, I'm sorry. This actually had an increase. Slight increase here. Okay, so these are the things that are going up. So total private went up. Mining and lodging went down. But otherwise, manufacturing went up. And transportation, warehousing, utilities, information. See, none of those are actually the lower wage jobs that are showing the big inflation, right? And that's usually where you see the big inflation. So I wonder if how that'll be reflected in CPI. Leisure hospitality right here only made up an increase, interestingly, but that's surprising, of about $1. So that could be good for CPI, because we don't expect that these sectors right here to be the main drivers of longer term wage inflation, because generally we see most of the wage inflation here. That's fascinating. Okay, so we'll see how CPI comes out and their reading, but let's go ahead and specifically talk taper here and jump on over to Bloomberg. So with Bloomberg, they just released this article, after we had obviously our video this morning talking about how I don't think the taper is going to happen. Anyway, Fed delay taper past September is all but certain, is what Bloomberg is reporting now. So Bloomberg is saying that, and we've okay, sorry. Disappointment over the August payroll report is all but certain to delay. Obviously, the jobs report came in low. They're saying here this report puts September off the table, says a Fed economist. I agree with that. Tapering later this year is still a bear case, and the data over the next few months will be important in determining the announcement. I mean, that's almost saying that it's entirely possible we could just rotate into next year for the taper. I believe that. At the July FOMC meeting, most Fed officials agreed it would probably be appropriate to begin tapering. The central bank, right at the end of September, or at the end of the year, but there's also been talk about the end of September. But this changes that. The sharp slowdown in hospitality and even retail job creation can be seen as evidence that the Delta variant is having an impact on the job market. True. Jerome Powell said that we had made clear progress and expected the gains to meet the goal of substantial further progress needed for tapering, but that just got screwed up by this jobs report. And labor force participation remained flat. The Hawks could get more resistive due to persistently higher wages. So that's the risk factor in all of this. So the risk factor in all of this, and that's the way to end this talk about this taper, the risk factor in all of this is that these sectors that have not been inflating as much yet start inflating more. These yellow sectors right here on the left. If we see these numbers go up more and more, then we're going to have potential issues with the taper coming sooner and inflationary issues. But so far, while they've been going up, they haven't been going up as crazy as some of those entry-level jobs. So, in other words, bottom line, expect the taper to get delayed. We'll see what happens, but I do expect the taper to get delayed. All right, let's go ahead and hit the closing bell.
The dollar down about 0.1%. Yields have ticked higher, but nothing too meaningful during the course of the week. Up to 132 on the 10-year. Gold up 1% today, enjoying its third positive week in a row. Only at 1830 though, so nothing too significant. At the close, the S&P just lower by 3 basis points. The Dow is lower by 0.2%. And the Nasdaq though up by 0.2%, enough for a record closing high.
All right. Did not see the Partnership Data Storage Corp. Election is September 14th. Thanks for the $20. We got the Dow down 0.21, S&P down 0.03, NASDAQ up 0.21, Russell 2000 down about 0.5%, 0.52. A little bit of pain there in the market. It's almost like we kind of fell a little bit into the close. So let's see what we got here. We have how things closed. Oh, and also let's quickly see if we have any earnings coming up today. Earnings calendar. Earnings calendar shows nothing. Nothing today on earnings. It is Friday. That is pretty typical. So Tattooed Chef burned down 8.11%, despite starting the day actually above it was up this morning. It was up like 4 or 5%, just straight down. Affirm down 6%. Emrin down 5.42. Nordstrom, GameStop down a bit here. Carnival 441. Macy's down 415. Macy's still doing very well though. Norwegian Cruise Lines down 345. You can still get $70 with Public when you go to metkevin.com/public. metkevin.com/public. Get a free stock worth up to $70 and they don't sell your information. We've got Very Good Food Company. It's almost under $2 this stock. Look at that. Go to the day chart here. Oh my gosh, look at that. Straight and down. We've got Plug Power, $26. Having a rough time there, getting out of the mid-20s. Peloton down 242. Looking at the upside, we got MongoDB up 26% on earnings. Hippo is up 19.4. I'm sorry. Hut 8 Mining up 19.48% on Bitcoin's run after the higher wage inflation readings that we saw in the jobs report. Hippo up 19.13%. Did have a share lockup agreement yesterday expire, which means we got a flood of shares yesterday, and a market is recovering today. Might make a video about more on them later. We've got C3AI up 6.19, coming back after their drop after earnings. DocuSign up 5.26. Coinbase up 3.84, softened into the close. Moderna rocketed into the close, almost back to 420, sitting at 416. Ethereum broke 4K earlier, but did slip back. It's now at 39.41. Etsy 220 up 3%. Very nice. Tesla, we talked about Tesla already. Some rough news out of Tesla, but actually ended the day. Can I get it? Can I get it? What did it end the day at? Nope. All right, can't get it here. Hold on. We're going to find you, Tesla. You ain't going to get away from us. Apple up 0.42, almost 0.5% there. Very nice, Apple. It's also be nice to see what Alphabet did. Apple ended... Whoa! Tesla ran into the close. Let's go. It is up a whole 0.16%. I'm not being facetious there either. This thing ran into the close. Look at that on the minute chart there. That is crazy. Some buy the dip and happen at Tesla. Very, very nice. Good job, Tesla. We've got, where's Alphabet? I really would love to see Google dip one of these days, but it just never does. I have this bad tendency of just complaining about wanting to see things dip, and then they just don't. And then when they do, sometimes I buy them, but not always. Yeah, Google has just been destroying. Look at that. Look at that line on Google. I mean, you can't ask for a more like perfect stock. Oh, let's listen to CNBC for a moment. What do we got?
The Delta effect. There were a few slight silver linings. We saw revisions from the prior months. We also saw the unemployment rate continue to tick down. But as you said, we really didn't see too much reaction in the stock market. When it comes to allocation and portfolios, it's very important not to overreact to any one data point, just like the market didn't react to any one data point. So we're not too concerned at this point. We still do believe that the economic recovery is on.
I mean, Bitcoin just reacted, and so did the 10-year. So I don't know about the market not reacting. I mean, the 10-year's up. Look at that reaction on the left. How could you not call that a reaction?
They are going to be paying very close attention to the jobs market, even more so than inflation probably. So no doubt the September meeting will be a very interesting one to hear their comments. But we can't take too much away from just this month. We'll have to see what the months ahead look like as well.
Duh.
Keith, clearly the Delta variant hasn't hit the stock market, but if it has managed
I'm sorry.
to hit the job...
That was boring. Sorry.
Will hit earnings in months to come when we get through this quarter, and might that then derail the stock market a bit?
Yeah, it's quite possible, for sure. But I think if you look at the trajectory of what we've seen...
This guy's last name is Bliss. False sense of happiness.
Deaths, it's
I feel it.
So I think the Delta variant, fingers crossed, will start to leave our collective consciousness here, and companies can get back to earning money and not worry about that. I think the bigger risk to companies' earnings are twofold. Number one, and therefore to the equity prices, would be rates due to the inflation and maybe wage inflation. And then perhaps you may see corporate taxes increase. The House Ways and Means Committee is due to start marking.
Oh my gosh. This is boring. Sorry. I can't. No. Boring. Okay. End face, folks. End face. Look at this for a moment here. This is sitting sideways here. It's getting a little lonely. It is up from its 159 there on at the beginning of August. But take a look at that. The last few bounce or the last bounce here, right off the 200-day moving average. That could be a little bit of a signal. If we see this thing drop back down to the 200-day moving average, maybe it's more recently trading off that 200, and that'll be a buying opportunity. Maybe not. We saw it get pretty close there in June, but before that, it has not really paid attention to the 200-day. But if I get a break on the 200-day, I'd be interested, especially if I got a break on the 200 and the 155. Ooh, that would be a nice buy the dip opportunity on end phase. In fact, I was waiting for a dip over this last month to 2 months here on end phase to break my 155 line, bounced right off of it and got close. Now I did buy this dip. That was nice. The May 12 dip, but you can only refer back to that so many times. So anyway, right now it is showing end phase, which it was down like 1.7% today, and then it was down a little bit in after hours as well. That's why I saw it was down in after hours. I don't know where it went now. Maybe it's up again. Anywho. Okay, what else here? No big moves here in after hours. Pretty quiet in after hours. Okay, that makes sense. So what's this? What do we got here? Tax changes, and let's see what other news we have.
only about 600 people, but raise hundreds of billions of dollars. Now, it's still too early to say which of these provisions will make it into the final bill, but Democrats are racing to write this legislation by September 15th and potentially vote on it by the end of this month. So this is a lot for lawmakers to digest, and already moderate Democratic Senator Joe Manchin is warning that the process needs to slow down. But guys, it's clear that Democrats are casting a pretty wide net as they hunt for revenue. Back to you.
Elon, thanks so much for that. Mike, markets right to shrug this off because the net benefits of the spending that's also going to come with this far outweigh the negatives?
Well, I think crypto will go up.
The fact that it's always a pretty long distance and twisted one between, these types of proposals and what ends up becoming law. It's very unclear what the overarching objective is on a lot of this stuff. It seems like a mix of certain people in the Democratic caucus really do want to show that there's an effort to raise some revenue and not just run up the deficit. At the same time, there are a lot of people who feel like, look, rich people are too rich. Companies have had their way for too long. The wealthy don't pay enough in taxes. And there are all of these ways that our economy promotes maybe non-productive activities like stock buybacks. Let's target those things as disincentives. So I think
20% on the likelihood of payment for order flow getting banned. I think very low. It's not that bad in my opinion. And tons of companies do it. Like every time I look at the payment for order flow numbers, I wonder if the new ones came out. Payment for order flow numbers. Let me see here. By retail broker. It's not just Robinhood, it's a lot of them. So you got a lot of estimate. No, come on, man. Give me my July numbers, will you? I still only have June. I really want to see the July numbers on these, but whatever. All right.
That we have, of course, but is this something that investors really need to worry about until it becomes reality?
Well, I'm not so sure that it's going to be so dreadful to the corporations, because one thing that most economists agree on is that corporations really don't end up paying the income tax anyway. It's passed on to stockholders, customers, clients, employees, so on and so forth. The real question is going to be how much elasticity will these companies have in pricing their product.
All right, let's get out of here. Let's go on to something else. Let's see here. Traders, boring. U.S. can't wait forever for Iran on nuclear talks. Okay, Senate Democrats aim at stock buybacks, delivery delay, outage, Apple delays. Saw that. Fund managers feel heat in SEC crackdown on ESG claims. Go get them, SEC. Really? Can we get like a little more entertainment over here with nobody getting hurt? We need some, like, let's China do something again. Launch of COVID vaccine boosters could be delayed for many. Really? What is this? Federal health officials are asking the White House to push back the start of a planned booster campaign for Moderna and Johnson & Johnson. Why? FDA needs more time to collect and assess data. Oh, wow. They actually use data? Sorry, that's mean. All right, what else? CDC. Okay. One official said the process for Pfizer remains on track. How does this news come out and then we still get a delay? Hold on. I wanted to finish listening to what she had to say. Let me listen to this.
Many reasons to be optimistic, and we're staying straight here.
Keith and Sarah, thanks so much for joining us.
Okay. I haven't heard anything. Fine. Going back, whatever. New York Times earlier reported the recommendation. Pfizer spokesman. This is boring. Fine then. What else? Chevron. No. The FDA is trying to be relevant at all. Ouch. Let's go to Barron's. All right. So jobs. Everything's about jobs. We've already talked about jobs. Oh, did they publish Gensler's full interview? September 3rd. Oh, they did. 14 minutes to listen to the article. Oh my gosh. I'll read that later. All right. Bitcoin trades above 50. Let's see what Baron says is behind the Bitcoin rally. Let's see. Hello, Sensei. So Bitcoin, all right, let's see what their reason is. Bitcoin appears, I think it's always interesting. Oh, hold on a second. All right. Okay, folks, let's figure out what Wall Street thinks is behind the Bitcoin rally. So we've got the Bitcoin crossing 50K. Bitcoin appears to have broken through the technical resistance at 50,000. The next level of resistance is 58,000. Do we actually believe that? Let's see if we believe what they see. Let's type it in here. BTC USD. Let's see. So it's at 50,400 right now. Hour chart, day chart. Right here, I have a line already drawn. I had my line at just under 50. My next one's at 54,000. And what, they think 58,000? Is that what they said? I think they did say 58,000. Oh, 58,000. They're dancing right around here. This last little peak over here. 1, 2, 3. I could see that. I'll put a loose little marker right here at about 58K. I will make that purple. So, okay, interesting. So 58,000, yeah. Some large investors appear to be buying more Bitcoin. Bill Miller, a veteran value fund manager, has amassed 1.5 million shares of the GBTC, Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. That equates to roughly 1,400 Bitcoin worth 70 million. Still, the fund hasn't been a strong performer. Ethereum, meanwhile, has benefited from a technical upgrade. So reason number one, maybe more institutions getting into buy. Reason number two, the Ethereum London fork about taking out a little bit of supply. Although they've only taken out like, oh, okay, now they're saying 720 million. I thought it was closer to 550, but right around there. It's not as much. I thought maybe more money getting locked up into smart contracts would make sense. Crypto apostles like Jack Dorsey are expanding their investments. That's true. We saw talk about maybe Twitter including an opportunity for you to have your Bitcoin wallet address on Twitter to tip in Bitcoin and some other crazy things, which I thought was pretty cool. Small banks are also getting into crypto, so that's another. Oh, look, they've got a typo on Barron's. Somebody email the editor, please. All right. Vast Bank, based in Oklahoma, has become the first federally chartered lender backed by FDIC. Wow. To offer crypto banking. That's very interesting. The bank offers crypto trading on a mobile app, acts as a custodian, and offers insurance on crypto assets through Coinbase. What bank is this? Vast Bank. Vast.bank. Oh, that's right. Oh, look at that. Crypto banking. Manage your checking account and crypto account. Underlined. All in one place. It's impressive. I think that's very smart. Oh, look at that. And then they get you with a 2.05% APY checking account. Wow. Vast.bank. Y'all know how to attract them millennials. We've taken the complexity and anxiety out of owning crypto. Buy and sell 24/7. No transfer delays. That's why we offer one of the most competitive trading fees, around 1% trading fee. 1%. I mean, that's a lot. You know, Coinbase Pro is only going to charge me $5. You can't really beat Coinbase Pro. So that's a little expensive, 1%. I mean, if I was going to do $10,000, that'd be $100. I don't love that so much. I don't think that's something to brag about here. 1% trading. Well, at least they're transparent about it. Available. Oh, look, they have Cardano available too. That's cool. Filecoin. Interesting. Crypto Concierge. Soon we'll roll out Crypto Concierge with personalized service for individuals and institutions seeking to invest higher amounts. Yeah, AKA at a lower fee. Because 1% is nutso. All right, let's go back to the Barron's article. Very interesting, though. Begging for, okay, what is this? Yet financial investments are occurring in the face of tougher regulatory climate, especially with Gary Gensler, the chairperson of the SEC, warning crypto companies not to launch products or services without registering with regulators. SEC has launched an investigation into Uniswap. They've also been suing Ripple. Developer, one of the largest DeFi exchanges. SEC's enforcement attorneys are seeking information about how investors use Uniswap and its marketing practices. Yeah, basically they're trying to say like, hey, you're selling securities. And then, of course, you come under the purview of the SEC. Also appears to be concerned about DeFi computer networks that may be used for a variety of financial transactions, indicating there may be more regulatory involvement or action. Okay, so this isn't really positive here on Bitcoin. Prices for Bitcoin may be due for a pause. September has been the only month with a negative average return since 2011. Oh, that's interesting. That September is like a bad month for crypto, apparently. Crypto has fallen an average of 7% in the month. Prices have historically rebounded after that, averaging 13% gains in October, 53% in November, and 14% in December. That's cool. The pattern is one reason Fundstrat is urging investors to view any pullbacks as buying opportunities. We continue to maintain a bullish stance throughout the remainder of the year. The Fed's more dovish stance lately should support ample liquidity for crypto assets as investors leverage up. While the data trends can quickly change, we think the setup for prolonged bull run remains intact. I agree with that. I think 2022 is the year of crypto, honestly. I think it's just getting started early. I don't think the crypto winter is really going to take down crypto more than what we saw in the May timeframe. I do personally hope for some big pullbacks here in crypto. I think if inflation has a big fat inflection point down, maybe then we'll finally see some crypto pain, which would make the next crypto catalyst September 14th. All right, that's enough for my crypto talk. But if you do want to go to metkevin.com/BF, you can get up to $250 for free. Not a boyfriend, but you can get BlockFi. metkevin.com/BF. Get up to $250 for free when you sign up with BlockFi. All right, now we shall return to the stock market. All right, what else we got over here? All right. So Hippo's up in after hours 1.34. You've got Marcus Corp up 2.45. Beachbody's up 2.37%. That one's gonna get smoked. Canadian Solar up a little bit again, trying to recover some of its gains from today that it lost. Bitcoin, nope, kind of just trading sideways here. Abbott Labs down almost 6%. Hut 8 Mining down 1%. On Bitcoin softness here. No big changes here. All right. No big changes here. So, and okay, what else here? I don't know. Need some more news. Is there any news left, folks? I think we've covered it all. Broadcom reported earnings today. Here's what to know. Nah. That's boring. China regulators are moving fast and breaking things. Tech investors should watch out. Okay. Alibaba donates a third of its cash to Chinese initiatives. The stock is falling. Well, yeah. Gee, this is the kind of crazy stuff that I'm saying about Alibaba that you got to be careful for. Like, you have no idea the crazy stuff they're going to try to pull just to deal with the Chinese government. All right, so Reddit's thinking about going public could become the next meme stock, says Barron's. Los Angeles City Council voted to get rid of natural gas power generation by 2035. Well, all right, 2035. Got some work to do before you pull that one off. Okay, Ford's electric F-150 hits 130,000 reservations. How that stacks up. Let's see if this has any Tesla talk in it. I mean, that's a lot of reservations. 130,000. That's very good. Lordstown Motors has 80,000. Fisker has 17,500. How about Cybertruck reservation? Oh, okay. Stop counting Cybertruck reservations at 600,000. Wow. That's cool. Everybody wants a new car, but you got some more money. All right. Well, I think that does pretty well. I think at this point, you just want to go to metkevin.com/public, get yourself a free stock worth up to $70. We don't have a market open for another 3 days. I don't know what I'm going to do, folks. What am I supposed to do over this weekend? I'm just kidding. I've got plenty of things to do for the campaign, so I'll probably be posting videos on the road again. And we'll miss it, y'all. I like doing these opens and closes. I hope you like them too. If you do, hit the subscribe button. Let me know. Because if you don't subscribe during the videos you like, how am I supposed to get a signal? Or at least hit the thumbs up button if you're already subscribed. So anyway, I had to go make a video now. Hey, about something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Alrighty. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for being here. Good luck.